Happy to have you here. My name is Anne Joutsenveld. I'm a pre-conference chair with UXPA International 2025, and I'm here with Jen Romano, who is the conference co-chair. And we have pleasure talking with Salvatore Larosa today on his journey in UX, his pre-conference course, and what you could expect. So let's start hearing about your path to UX. Can you take us back where you started and and so?
Okay, my path to UX started just after my university period, when I was just graduated and I started working in a research lab. In that time, we were using the Mosaic web browser and HTML 1.0, and the most of the internet was on Gopher and other command line tools. So in that period, the research director told us, okay, maybe we should set up some web pages to describe what we are doing. And I just offered myself to do the job and started as a webmaster. And then I started thinking about not just research, but business outcomes of this medium, this new medium. And I started designing with friends websites for small companies. Then I started working as a consultant in Capgemini. It was a consultancy and business integration company. And they were addressing topics related to digitalization of a process. And we did this through the internet by means of web, by means of completely rewriting or rethinking a process and procedures. And this was the very start of my job. After a period, I switched again because, as I told, Capgemini was a consultancy company, and I was stuck in the pure consultancy activities related to business transformation. So marketing, positioning, and ways to build products and service and bring them to the market. So I abandoned the UX activities for some years and was just working on business topics. After some other years, I joined with a kind of a new breed of agencies that were mixing both business with design and UX. And I was on the business side and was very close in our integrated process with UX guys, designers, and researchers. And it was in 2010, about this is the time frame. And I continued my career in this kind of companies. Then I started for a period my own consultancy business, and after a while I rejoined product companies and went to Ericsson in marketing. So I completely switched from services and UX and to hard product, physical products, and how to sell it, how to position it, and so on. And in that time, we realized that the software part of selling our products was very important, and the user experience and the customer experience in general was not just a bolt-on, an add-on on top of devices, but a crucial aspect of the business. And we started a design lab, a UX design lab, focusing on mobile internet. At the time, we used the term mobile internet. It was quite new. And we started doing consultancies for telco operators. And very often they asked us, okay, you are selling telephones, you are selling transmission devices, but we must realize mobile website or interactive services on the phone. So you should just design this. We started doing this. We started to work with all the top companies, top telcos in Europe, and this was a quite happy period. Then I started working again, switched again business, and went in the public administration consultancy, focusing on citizen and digital services for citizen. And after some time, a friend of mine told me that in my actual company, Poste Italiane, they were going to address the whole business transformation, and they were setting up a new team, blending a different mix of competencies, business, UX, and so on. And I was hired and spent the last 10 years of my life in these business transformation activities. So in my life, I've switched back and forth from marketing to design and from software slash services to hard products, physical
What is it
products.
in your experience? You have been switching back and forth in a business and marketing and UX. So if you think about the UX researchers and designers, what benefits would there be for them to have that kind of experience going to maybe do some business activities and emerge in those skills?
A lot, because with the half of my brain that is related to design, okay, I have always noticed that in so many marketing functions, there is or there was a strong vision of customers, of users, and of the ecosystem around the company. So they were designing or thinking about positioning or about this brilliant idea or else. And they were just making focus groups or abstract market, massive market research, but they were not going to the core of the needs, of the behavior, and of the motivation. And this is my very first point. As UX researchers, design researchers in general, this is one of our most important superpower, the ability to be syncretic, to think in an adaptive way, and to go to the core of a problem. And still today, I think I have a personal opinion about design research. I suspect that from now to 5, 10 years, we will see many design researchers sucked from the design function into marketing and product management function because of their really, really strategic role. The second The second asset, mindset that as a designer, I think that is really interesting for marketing function is our ability to be sloppy. I mean, we don't aim for the perfect product to the one shot to have marketing success. We are focusing on iteration. So we design timetables, we design approaches to increment, to improve our product in an incremental way. This is hard to do for physical products, but it is also interesting in that field. In Ericsson, we iterated on cell phone prototypes a lot. We experimented a lot. We did experiments both in labs and on the real field with the real user. Sometimes just giving for free cell phones or giving access for free to services just to understand how users will be reacting and so on. And I think that this mindset is really important. In other company I've worked for, I think that this culture is not so strong. There are marketing departments that have not seen a single user in their life. They are not going on the street. They are not talking. They are not interviewing. They just are shielded by research. By research companies that do interviews, do focus group, but they are not able to craft a personal opinion about problems, and this is a pity, really a pity.
It's interesting. I kind of when you talked about the Ericsson device programs and how you were experimenting with the different form factors and things like that, I think that was a very interesting era. I was also participating that when working at Nokia, and I just recently learned that my former colleague Anna Valtonen, who is a professor at Aalto University, she has collected a huge collection of all prototypes that Nokia created on that era. And some of them were
that's
really crazy.
interesting.
Yeah. So I think all the domains go through these like phases, and I think the time when they are experimenting is very, very valuable.
Yes. Then Apple reinvented the smartphone, and they simply crushed a lot of telcos and companies. Ericsson was a survivor because Ericsson was about 10% of their revenue on devices, consumer devices, and 90% of revenues on transmission implants.
Networks and things like that. And they're doing well on that, definitely. Yeah. So
on the contrary, you asked me about what I thought it was valuable for our designer to bring on the business side. But there is also the other aspect. The other aspect. I think that there are things that as designer we can learn from marketing slash product management people. And these things are related to ways to think about the value construction. We have the habit to think that the value is 100% in a user experience. And sometimes user experience is 30%. The other 30 is the right position. The other 30 is pricing or a simple way to access to get a product in your own hand. And or simply a way to address a specific needs that your competitor are not addressing at all. And just to use a positioning term, find the blue ocean and escape from a red ocean. And so I think that these two mindsets should really work together.
Awesome. Thank you for sharing that. And let's kind of think about that and talk about the UXPA International, so User Experience Professionals Association's annual conference will be in June 16 to 19 in Amsterdam. And you will be teaching a course on June 16 with the name Practical Strategy for Designers, Crafting the Deep Foundation of Successful Products and Servicing, Leveraging Design Thinking Approaches. Tell us, how did you come up with this topic, and what is the history and experience you have had on that?
The title of the course is very long, but I will shorten the tree. It all related to Roger Martin's methods. I started learning these methods when I was in Arthur D. Little, and in that period I was not working at all as a designer, but as a pure consultancy business and product positioning. And I was impressed by the methodology because method from Porter, BCG, and others. But Roger Martin was proposing an approach that was both rigorous and creative, and he was writing things that I always thought, but I had fear to say loudly. For instance, a lot of things that we were doing as a consultant, working on Excel spreadsheet, researching the single, splitting the hair on things, on numerics and on, was just a way to reassure ourselves about things that cannot be predicted. There is a lot of things that are definitely unaddressable when you define a strategy. So Martin says, okay, your strategy is your way to reduce risks, but you cannot bring this risk to the zero. It's quite impossible. You need not just a strategy, but a strategy process to govern the risk. And the second thing that struck me hard was that when I studied his strategy process, it was a design thinking process. You mean framing a problem, defining the context of the problem and exploring it, then generating strategic ideas and in a formal ways. Yes, each strategic idea is structured in a formal way, but the generation is a pure creative process. And then you have ways to close the diamond. He doesn't use this term, but as a designer we do, and restrict the field of choices to the three, four ideas that you deem interesting and go to test it. And the way in which you test it is how is prototype and experiment them on the field, and then go back in the boarding room. This was amazing because I see this as the way to the right way to bring my left side of the brain with the right brain and marry them together. No more back and forth from
Mm-hmm.
consultancy or marketing to design. It
Mm-hmm.
was just one single thing.
It's smart. I've been seeing this shift as well, where UX professionals are being pulled into marketing related roles. So I think it's brilliant. It's great. Who do you think the course that you're teaching at UXP, who do you think this is more geared towards? Like entry level, advanced career, anybody? Who do you think this is
Yeah,
more
that's
for?
a good question. I thought hard when I wrote the proposal. Uh, to see the truth, I think that an entry-level professional could attend it
Mhm.
because I will present some initial basic slides. But I think that the best level of absorbing notions is from experienced designers. I mean, designers that have fought with marketing or fought
Mm.
to define a UX strategy, and then they realized, for instance, that the UX strategy was missing some piece that is governed by some marketing guy or product managers and so on. So the difference, I think, there is that a senior designer could reflect
Mhm.
herself in the things that I will present, while for a junior designer, they will find them okay, but they have no experience, not a previous experience that they could relate.
Mhm.
And also, I think that researchers could
Mm.
be this course really interesting because in the Roger Martin process, research is a huge part.
Mhm. Mhm.
You will start thinking, okay, then I can work in a marketing department, in a marketing function, because if they adopt this cycle or equivalent methods, then this is my role.
Mhm. Yeah, absolutely. Okay, and how about you, Salvatore? What are you looking forward to at this conference? Obviously, coming and teaching your course and getting this conversation and this thinking going. What else are you looking forward to?
I'm looking to discuss topics with both attendants and other person during the conference because I wanted to better understand the needs of designers approaching the strategy or approaching business and their concern or what they see as opportunity.
Mhm. Mhm.
This is because I'm doing activities both in my current firm and outside of it as a coach.
Mm.
And it is interesting for me to understand concern issues and find ways to rethink about ways to teach strategy or to present things in forms that are better understandable, for instance. And also make you friends.
Yeah, awesome. It's a great event, great collegial
Yeah.
discussion. So I'm looking forward to seeing you there as well. All right. Well, how can people find you? Obviously, they can come to the conference and chat with you there. Outside of the conference, how can people find you?
Yeah, people can easily find me on LinkedIn, on Threads, X, and on Medium. My handle is the same, Salvatore Larosa, my name and surname. Just
Perfect.
a post.
Perfect. Perfetto. Allora, thank you again. Thank you for sharing your time with us today, and thank you for
You are most
Anne's
welcome.
popping back in here. But we're looking forward to seeing you at the conference, looking forward to the course. And hello, Anne. We're just wrapping up.
Good. Yeah. Had a network issues, like everything went down for
Oh,
a few minutes.
Oh.
bummer.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So Salvatore, we are very thankful for your time today, and we'll see you soon in Amsterdam.
We will meet in 2 months and some week, I think.
That's
Then
right.
we will
Yeah.
meet in person.
Yes.
Have a great weekend.
You too. Thank
Okay.
you.
Okay.